guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you this super cute Amelies Traum bracelet created by Amelies Looms on Instagram. I will be sure to have her profile link down below so you can check her out and give her a follow. She does have a Flipagram account as well with a lot more of her designs, so I'll have that down below as well. This design takes about 120 bands roughly, and it is actually a design that's pretty easy to catch on to rather quickly. So it doesn't take much time at all to create. You can do obviously any kind of color possibilities, but I did two examples here where I changed the middle to all one color, and I really like the effect that gives too. It kind of changes the look up a bit. So there you have it. I will be doing this kind of color sequence today. And without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, I recommend a double-ended hook, and you'll need one C-clip. I will be doing this color pattern where the entire section is one color. So I'm going to just use 3 colors today. I'm going to start with my white, and this is an 8-loop setup. So we will put our cat band on here. Grab your first band. We'll pull this through the entire cat band, and then we're going to pick up the left part of the cat band, get it back on your hook, and close it off. Keep that in order. Pull your next band through the first 2. We're going to skip the first band closest to our hook, reclaim the outer one, and reattach that. We're going to pull one more through this side. So pull this through the first 2 again, skip the first one, reclaim the outer one, and reattach. We'll slide it down. We're going to remove this outer band here so that we can pick up the other side of the cat band. So scoop that up and get it back on your hook. Reattach that, and now we can pull our bands through this side. So just like the other side, we're going to pull it through the first 2. You're going to skip the first band, reclaim the outer one, and then reattach it, and we'll pull one more through. Pulling it through the first 2. Skip the first one, reclaim the outer one, and reattach. So you should have 8 loops up here on your hook, and now we can go ahead and switch our colors. So now I'm going to go to my green. We are now going to pull this one through the first 7 bands. We're going to skip the first band closest to our hook, and we're going to pick up the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. We're going to skip the 6th one and pick up the 7th one. Reattach that. We need to rearrange so that that green's in the middle, so it should look like that. So now we're going to grab our next one and pull it through everything on our hook. We're going to skip the first band closest to our hook, and we're going to pick up the 2nd, skip the 3rd, pick up the 4th and 5th. You're going to skip the 6th, pick up the 7th, and reattach that band you were pulling through. So if you picked up all the correct bands, it will look like that. Our next one is going to go through the first 3. You're going to skip the first band and pick up the outer 2 bands and reattach the one you were pulling through. We'll do that one more time for this side. So pull it through the first 3. And we're only going to pick up the outer band and reattach the one you're pulling through. Like that. And now we'll do the same thing on this side, so turn it around. We're going to pull this through the first 3. Skip the first one, pick up the next 2, and reattach that. We'll add one more onto this side. Just like before, we're going to pull it through the first 3. And we're only going to pick up the outside band and reattach the one you're pulling through. So if you did it correctly, you'll be with 8 bands up here again. And that is the start of your sequence. So it's not too bad, right? So I'm going to go to pink. Start your sequence off by pulling it through the first 7. Skip the first band closest to your hook. Pick up the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and skip this one and pick up the outer one, which is the 7th. Reattach that pink and rearrange it. So it's sitting in the center like so. Our next one's going to go through everything on our hook. We're We're going to skip the first one closest to our hook, pick up the second, skip the third, pick up the two middles, which is fourth and fifth, skip the sixth, pick up the seventh, and reattach that band you're pulling through, which creates that. So now we will pull two bands on each side. So the first one's going to go through the first three. You're going to skip the first band, pick up the two outer bands, and reattach the one you're pulling through. We'll do that one more time. Pull it through the first three, pick up the outer band and the one you're pulling through. Slide it down, and we'll repeat that on this side. Pull it through your first three bands, skip that first one closest to your hook, pick up the outer two, reattach, and one more time. Pull it through the first three and reclaim the outer one and the one you're pulling through. And you are back at square one again. So I think it is a really easy design to make, so hopefully you guys can pick up on it rather quickly. I'm going to go back to my white. So again, we're going to be pulling this. Oh, I think, did that get rearranged? No, I thought I rearranged. Okay. We're going to start off by pulling it through the first seven. Skip the first one closest to your hook, pick up the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Skip the sixth, pick up the seventh. Attach the one you're pulling through and rearrange it so it's in the center. Grab your next band, pull it through everything on your hook. Skip the first one, pick up the second, skip the third, pick up the fourth and fifth, pick up your seventh here, and reattach. We're going to pull the next one through the first three, skip the first one, pick up the outer two bands, and reattach that. Do the same thing again. So we'll pull this through the first three, reclaim the outer band, and attach the one you're pulling through. Slide it down. And we'll do the same thing on this side. So we will pull the first one through the first three. We're going to skip the first one closest to our hook, pick up the outer two. Reattach that. We'll do that one more time. Pull this through the first three, pick up the outer band, and reattach the one you were pulling through. So you should be back at the start of your sequence. So since it is pretty easy to pick up on, I'm just going to do it one more time without giving instructions. So when you are ready to get it closed up, you're going to start the sequence all over again like you normally would by pulling your band through the first seven. Do the same thing, you skip the first one, pick up the second, third, fourth, and fifth, skip the sixth, pick up the seventh, reattach it, and rearrange it. And then just like we did before, we would pull the next one through everything on your hook, picking up the second, skip the third, pick up the fourth and fifth, pick up the seventh, reattach that. So when you're at this point right here, you would pull just one more band through to close it off. So pull one band through everything at that point, like so, and that's how you would close it. Easy enough, right? I certainly hope so. So there you have the Amelies Traum bracelet created by Ebony Looms on Instagram. I certainly hope you guys like it. If you make one, please don't forget to tag Ebony Looms and myself loves to loom. We'd love to see your rendition. You can also hashtag Amelies Traum bracelet. So yeah, if you like this design, guys, please hit the like button down below. We would both appreciate it. And I do appreciate you guys seeing another video, and I'll see you soon at my next tutorial. Thanks so much. Bye.